have to worry about paying my mortgage. You know, if I help him, he's going to help me.
I have an urgent need, unemployment and homelessness, a very small vehicle for my family and I to live in. We need urgent, and housing authorities have 2 years waiting lists, and we need something more than the vehicle and the parks to go to. We need our own kitchen and our own bathroom. Please help.
Well, listen, what's your name? What's your name?
It's Henrietta Hughes.
Okay, Ms. Hughes, well, we're going to do everything we can to help you, but there are a lot of people like you, and we're going to do everything we can.
I just want to make sure that everybody who is behind you, that they've got a chance at success too. I think when you spread the wealth around, it's good for everybody.
Hurry, step right up, folks. Here's the answer to your problems. Dr. Utopia's sensational new discovery, ISM. ISM will cure any ailment of the body politic. It's terrific. It's tremendous. Once you swallow the contents of this bottle, you'll have the bountiful benefit of higher wages, shorter hours, and security. Enormous profits, no strikes. Remember, you're the big boss. Government control, no worry about votes. Name your own salary. Bigger crops, lower cost. Why, ISM even makes the weather perfect every day. And now then, because we are introducing this amazing item for the first time in this country, it isn't going to cost you 1 cent. All you have to do is sign this little scrap of paper, and you get your bottle absolutely free.
I hereby turn over to ISM Incorporated everything I have, including my freedom and the freedom of my children and my children's children, in return for which said ISM promises to take care of me forever.
Can you make a case here, Art, against socialism?
Yeah. Well, socialism doesn't work. That's all. If socialism worked,
it works in Canada, works in Sweden.
Oh, it doesn't work in Canada or in Sweden. It doesn't work at all. When you disassociate effort from reward, you don't get the work effort. And if you tax people who work and pay people who don't work, don't be surprised if you find a lot of people not working. It's just plain common sense.
I am indeed a refugee from European socialism. I do not wish to see us become more like them. But that is the way we are going. Think about it, Greg. The government now tells the banks who to lend money to. The government tells Detroit which cars to make. The stimulus package puts 10 million more Americans onto the government healthcare rolls. The stimulus package bails out state and municipal workers' retirement, health and benefit programs. The government is taking a much bigger role. We are beginning to look a lot more like them. High taxes, low growth, high unemployment, and essentially wealth redistribution.
We do have a form of socialism creeping in, but it sort of is of the fascist type because we have business and big government, you know, working together. It's not the old-fashioned type of socialism where government owns everything, but they do control a lot of the financial markets for the benefit of certain industries, whether it's the banks or other industries, and they do want bailed out, and they are socializing their failures, and that certainly shouldn't be what we're working for.
The people here will tell you that, well, communism or Marxism works, socialism works, it's just never been done right. And I can't for the life of me. It has been tried and tried and tried and tried, and it always fails, and it always ends in bloodshed. Does it work? You're an economist. Can it ever work?
Absolutely not. And this is quite clear. But the problem is that the argumentation you used is very similar to the argumentation used in the communist era. The political leaders, they were saying, of course, it's not perfect, and the people will be better in the future, and the system is okay, just the people are wrong. You know, this is the same argumentation, and we went crazy when listening to such terms, and he said, no, the people are not the problem, the system is totally rot and totally wrong.
Over her 11 years, the gap between the richest 10% and the poorest 10% in this country has widened substantially.
That's right.
How can she say at the end of her chapter of British politics that she can justify many people in a constituency such as mine being relatively much poorer off, much less well housed, and much less well provided than it was in 1979? Surely she accepts that is not a record that she or any Prime Minister can be proud of.
Mr. Speaker, all levels of income are better off than they were in 1979. But what the honourable member is saying is that he would rather the poor were poorer, provided the rich were less rich. That way you will never create the wealth for better social services as we have. And what a policy! Yes, he would rather have the poor poorer, provided the rich were less rich. That is the Liberal policy. Yes, it came out. He didn't intend it to.
I feel that it is terrible, that you see destruction all around you, and that you are moving toward disaster until and unless all those welfare state conceptions have been reversed and rejected. It is precisely these trends which are bringing the world to disaster, because we are now moving towards complete collectivism or socialism, a system under which everybody is enslaved to everybody.
Everybody is enslaved to everybody, yet this came about democratically. And the free people in a free country voted for this kind of government, wanted this kind of legislation. Do you object to the democratic process?
I object to the idea that people have the right to vote on everything. The traditional American system was a system based on the idea that majority will prevailed only in public or political affairs, and that it was limited by inalienable individual rights. Therefore, I do not believe that a majority can vote a man's life or property or freedom away from him.
Die große Zeit ist jetzt angebrochen. Ich weiß es, meine Kameraden, es ist euch wohl oft schwer gefallen, wenn ihr meintet, es müsse nun ein Wandel kommen, und er kann nicht, und immer wieder muss an euch der Appell gerichtet werden. Es muss weitergekämpft werden, es geht nicht, ihr dürft nicht handeln, ihr müsst gehorchen, ihr müsst euch fügen, ihr müsst euch diesem unerhörten Zwang beugen.
We must fight to regain our freedom, or everything is lost. Everything!
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
When anybody preaches disunity, tries to pit one of us against the other through class warfare, you know that person seeks to rob us of our freedom and destroy our very lives.